I would absolutely recommend it. A live look at the Houston Zoo. A beautiful day to head out. You can see all of the giraffes basking in that beautiful sunshine, bright blue skies overhead, and temperatures right now extremely comfortable. Currently sitting in the mid to upper 60s, 67 degrees here in Houston. Winds are very light out there, so as we head into the afternoon, temperatures expected to reach the lower 70s. Now this evening we are going to see temperatures only be dropping into the upper 50s because we're starting to see an increase in humidity tomorrow. It's not out of the question that we could start to see some patchy dense fog, but the bigger story, a warm up back to the mid 80s. Outside, in fact, right now sitting just 1 degree shy of 70 out there. Winds pretty calm coming in here in Houston across the board, sitting in the lower to mid 60s. So upper 60s in Tomball, 62 on the island. This is one of those comfortable days where I urge you to get outside because we're not going to be feeling this good over the next several days. In fact, we've got some pretty big changes coming. Right now, winds pretty calm out there, but you can see they are coming in from the coast. That's going to help increase our moisture. In fact, as we go into the day tomorrow, we're going to start to feel a little bit sticky, a little bit on the humid side. That's why today, enjoy the low humidity and what I like to call air conditioning weather. At 3 o'clock, a forecast high of 72 degrees. Not bad under partly cloudy skies. Now, as we go over the next comeback, not just the lower 80s, Thursday looking to be the warmest day of the upcoming week. We're putting a forecast high of 86 degrees. That would be the warmest day we've had so far here in Houston. But remember, right now, the warmest day, that was 84 back on January 2nd. Now, we are tracking several cold fronts. The first one going to move through, bumping us down into the mid 80s for Friday. But a stronger front is expected to move through this weekend. In fact, that stronger front is going to bring with it some rain chances. So let's talk future track. We are going to be tracking several different cold fronts this week. The first one is going to push through Thursday afternoon, maybe a few sprinkles with this. Not expecting anything particularly strong, but you can see our stronger front that's going to push through on Saturday. That's President's Day. Not a bad day to head out to the Houston Zoo either. A live look at our giraffe camera. You can see plenty of sunshine, a very busy day at the zoo because a lot of kiddos out of school today. As for temperatures, extremely comfortable. I call this air conditioning weather. Right now, 71 here in Houston, 63 out in Galveston. We've got winds starting to pick up from the coast. That'll be increasing the humidity into tomorrow. But for this evening, mild, not too bad. You'll notice cloud cover increasing. Temperatures only going to be dropping into the mid 50s. In fact, waking up tomorrow morning, lows are going to be in the mid 50s, so about 5 degrees warmer than what we saw today. Patchy fog not out of the question, but Joel, tomorrow our warm up begins. I'll let you know just how high we climb coming up.
I love this forecast. Thank you, Caroline.
Currently about 5 degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday. A big change. As you can see, those winds starting to pick up from the coast. That'll be increasing our humidity into the day tomorrow. But for tonight, picture perfect. Upper 60s, lower 70s. Right now, 73 for our friends out in Tomball. If you're heading out on a jog, not a bad day to do it. Take the dogs on a walk by 6 o'clock. 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies. As we go through the next several days, you'll notice going to be. So a warm week ahead, but changes are coming. In fact, you'll notice as we head towards the weekend, we're going to see a few different fronts. That'll bump us back down into the lower 80s and then the 70s for Saturday. In fact, Saturday, we've got a 30% chance of showers and storms. Unlike last weekend, but we are going to see a gorgeous, what you just saw Daniela sporting here in Houston. We've got plenty of sunshine, no problems weather-wise, at least not right now. In fact, most of this week, incredibly mild when it comes to our forecast. Right now, sitting in the lower to mid 70s, 74 for our friends out in Fort Bend County, just shy of 70 degrees out in Lake Jackson. Everybody seeing winds pick up just slightly, and you'll notice those winds coming in from the coast. That's going to start to increase our moisture content. So as we head into the day tomorrow, we are going to see the possibility of some patchy dense fog. Not expecting anything too widespread, but kicking off our morning, temperature is going to be in the mid 50s. You'll notice an increase in cloud cover. with humidity starting to climb. In fact, starting off our day tomorrow, low temperatures in the lower 50s. As we head through the afternoon, we're going to see those highs reach nearly 80 degrees, and that's just the start of our warming trend. But Joel, I've got more on that warm up coming up.
All right, Caroline, thanks very much.
Evening humidity still on the low side, but you'll notice it climbing as we go through the overnight period into the day tomorrow. Otherwise, right now, temperatures in the mid 70s, winds coming in from the southeast, sustained at 8 miles per hour. So that's been picking up through the day today. Because of those winds, it's less likely that we're going to see fog tomorrow, but not out of the question. Temperatures across the board sitting in the upper 60s and the lower 70s. Right now, 73 in Columbus, 70 degrees out in Cleveland. This evening, not a bad night to wash the car. In fact, we don't have very significant rain chances for the entire week. We're talking a 20 to 30% at best. That means washing the car tonight, not too bad at 6 o'clock, 66 degrees, partly cloudy skies, good for gardening, good for yard work. Good for washing the car. The area, the first one working through on Friday. That's why we're not going to keep climbing. But a more significant front is going to pass through on Saturday. Now that cold front once again is going to bring a 30% chance of rain showers. But you'll notice I didn't put a stormy icon, and that was incredibly intentional. That's because we're not expecting a washout. In fact, a lot of computer models not showing any rain for Saturday. What I can guarantee, though, is that a cold front is going to be passing through during the day on Saturday, and that's going to bring a dramatic drop in temperatures. For Sunday, gorgeous. Sunshine, 68 degrees. If you've got events on Saturday, consider having an alternate option, but know that it's not a washout. Our extended forecast is